Hi, I am Lisa Lister and I am the author, creatrix and artist of Source-ery Oracle deck. This is a 42 card deck, channeled, created by me with love and felt tip pens, to support us all and in a loving way. Self-sorcery is, with a heavy emphasis on the term source, is, yes, it's self-care, but it's not just having a bubble bath self-care. It's a liberation, it's a understanding of our body, it's a knowing and a trust of our felt experience, so that we can fill ourselves all the way up, so that we can source ourselves, nourish ourselves, so that when we remember our magic, when we call back our magic and our power. So this card deck is to support the self-sorcery and to maintain the magic. You can work with it in the fact that you shuffle, you pull a card daily. You can work with it in the sense that you can create spreads, which I share in the book. But ultimately, it's a get to know yourself better deck. When you work with them, you get to understand yourself better. It's to help support you to self-source. It's to help to support you to trust your body, to trust your instincts. So the deck is split up into three suits, shall we say. And one is come to your senses, one is trust your instincts, and the other is remember your magic. I think the card deck specifically is a permission deck. It's a permission slip. It's a permission slip to do all of the things that we're told not to do, which is like, oh, it's selfish to care for ourselves. It's selfish to tend to ourselves, to nourish ourselves, to give ourselves exactly what it is we want, need and desire. But unless we do that, unless we fill ourselves all the way up, then we need to fill ourselves all the way up so that we can be in service to others. We can't be in service to others if all the time we are depleted, burned out, tired, stressed out. So these cards are to support us to remember how. And that's what self-sorcery specifically is about: tending, loving, nourishing ourselves, so that we're not just surviving, we're like fully thriving. When I create art, it's very much a ritual. It's a ceremony. Like, this whole deck is about living our life as a ceremony. It's about remembering like our magic. And so the creative process is me remembering my magic. So selfishly, this is very much a project for myself, first and foremost. And now I love that I get to share that with you. So I will sit in ritual, I will sit in ceremony, and I'll have colouring pens all over the table. I'll have paper. And then I'll ask a question, I'll ask a phrase, a term, and then I'll ask who wants to come through. I work specifically with who I call she. Some call divine feminine, some call universal energy, some call life force, some call source. Whatever you choose to call it. For me, it's this gorgeous, yummy, bigger than me, but also is me, energetics. And so together, feels like very much a co-creation. We turn concepts, ideas, magic and medicine into form, into artistic form that hopefully people will love to receive. I think because of the bold nature of the cards, they are bold, they're bright and colourful, but they're also representative, but they're not tokenistic, right? This is a celebration of humankind, woman form, like the beautiful spectrum of what it is to be in divine feminine energy. And hopefully that's what that's my hope and intention. When I sit down to create, my hope and intention is always to bring through she, to bring creative force as source into these images, so that it's not just a picture, it's not just a card, it's not just a phrase. That you'll feel the magic that I felt when I was creating this art. That you'll feel the deep medicine and magic that wanted to come through, and you use them however it works for you. You use them as a prompt. You can use them as a daily pull, like as a a mantra, as a way in which to activate and affirm some knowing in your body and being. Or you can simply just go, do you know what, I'm loving this piece of art today. Or there's a symbol, like there's a pomegranate, or there's a certain flower, there's a blue lotus, and like, what does that represent? Or there's a spider, like, what does spider represent? And you can go as deep with these, or it can just be as surface as, that's my wisdom for today. And let it be enough. There's no right way to work with these cards, because they filled me up in the process of creating them. You get to fill yourself up with the practice of using them, and they support you to remember, like, come to your senses, to trust your instincts, and to remember your magic.